Good morning. So I thought I'd pop on today and do a VR to uh, 25 wacky questions that's going around. I was part of the live on Saturday evening that Lisa from Supportive Tarot um, did with when she introduced her wife Peggy. It was such a fun video to be part of. Um, it was just laughter and fun all the way. And Peggy seems a lovely lady, and they go together so well. It's the relationship was so lovely to watch. Well, during that live, she asked Peggy 25 wacky questions for her to answer, and then she threw it out to the community to be part of a giveaway that she was giving away a reading mat thing and a bag that Peggy had made, and gorgeous they are. Both of them are gorgeous. So um, I thought I'd come on today and do a response to those questions. I've written the questions down here because the only other way I can bring them up when I'm on my iPad is on my phone, and my phone sort of, if I don't click on it or do anything with it for a minute, it just keeps going off, and then I'd have to keep putting in my code and everything to bring it up again, which would be a pain in the backside. So I've written them down. I've only written the questions down. I haven't written any of my answers because I'm not quite sure what they are really. But the first question, what is something you hate but wish you loved? That would have to be the sea, because I love going to the beach. I spend a lot of time at the beach, and I love to hear the sea. And uh, I've said in a previous video that it terrifies me. The sea terrifies me. So I really hate it. I really hate it, and I wish I could love it because it would be so much nicer. So my first answer would be, what is something that you hate? I wish you could love, and that would be the sea. And the second question, what is your favourite flavour of ice cream? Now, I'm not a big ice cream eater. I'll eat it in the summer when it's a really hot day, but I'm not particularly that bothered by it. Um, if I'm at the seaside, which I normally am through the hot summer, then it would be Mr. Whippy strawberry flavour. I love that. If I'm at home, then it's Ben and Jerry's caramel, salted caramel. That is something that I will get out of the freezer. But like I say, I'm not a huge ice cream eater, but those are the two that I eat. Number 3, which celebrity chef would you most like to make you dinner? Easy. Gino D'Acampo. He would be the chef I'd have round my house to cook me my dinner while wearing a pinny. Not that I like Italian food, because I don't, but I like Gino D'Acampo, so that would be fun. Number 4, what's your favourite childhood book? Now, I always remember, and nobody seems to remember them, but I always remember as a child reading books with a character in it, and I'm not sure if the books was by the same name, but Mrs. Pepperpot. Don't know if the books had the same name as the character, but I can even imagine this little drawing of Mrs. Pepperpot with her hair tied up in a tight bun and a little nose, and I used to love those books, but I don't know if that's a figment of my imagination. So I will go with the series of Little House on the Prairie, the books by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I read them first to the last, all the way through, and I loved those books. I love the TV series, but I love the books. So my final answer would be the Laura Ingalls Wilder books of Little House on the Prairie. Are you a morning person or a night person? That's easy. I'm a morning person. By 9-10 o'clock at night, that's it, me done. If we're at a party, I can last a bit longer, obviously, but I'm up every morning really early. Even if I don't need to be up early, I'm up early. And I like the mornings when everybody else is still in bed asleep, because they're all late sleepers. And I get the house to myself just to chill, have a cup of tea, and just sit there for a while. So I'm a morning person. If everything in your house had to be one colour, what colour would I choose? Now this was a difficult one, because my favourite colour at the minute is orange. Rusty coloured oranges and autumn oranges, them sort of oranges. But would I really want my whole house and everything in it orange? Probably not. But I wouldn't want any of them colour, just one colour in my house. So I will go with orange because that's my favourite at the minute. So orange. What is your favourite day of the week? That would be Saturday, because Saturdays I don't have to cook because I have a day off from cooking on Saturdays. We have a takeaway or we have something quite easy to throw together, so it doesn't involve a lot of cooking. And it's nice to have a day off from it, so I would say Saturday. Plus Saturdays growing up was always a lovely day. There was always fun times to hanging around the streets playing with the other kids, and it was always a simple tea, a nice cake from the bakers to go with it, followed by a good evening of TV. So I've got fond memories of Saturdays growing up, and I like my Saturdays now, so Saturday. Can you whistle? No, can't whistle. That's about as best as I can do. Can't whistle. And I wouldn't try to whistle, to be fair. My husband can whistle, so if we need to call the dogs back, he can do that, I can't. If you had to choose a cartoon figure to be your friend, who would you choose? Don't really watch any cartoons now, only when the grandchildren are around, and I wouldn't want Peppa Pig or George or any of those to be my friend. Growing up, I loved the Flintstones. I loved Hong Kong Phooey. And I liked Yogi Bear. Barney Rubble from the Flintstones. I think I'd like to be friends with Barney Rubble. So that's my answer, Barney Rubble. Do you believe in ghosts, and would you ever go ghost hunting? Yes and yes. Yes, I would go ghost hunting. Never been, but I've always said that I would fancy that. So yes, I would go ghost hunting. Do I believe in ghosts? Yes, I have had experiences where I know for a fact that I was seeing my dad. When my dad was ill, just before we lost him, I told him to let me know that he was okay when he got to where he was going, because I'm a believer in the afterlife, etc. So I did say to him to come back and let me know he was okay. And about 3 weeks afterwards, he came back. It was probably a little bit after 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks, about that. But he came back and he shouted me, and when I looked, there stood my dad, and he said, "I'm okay, sweetheart. I'm okay. Just wanted you to know." So I wasn't imagining that. I know that was a real, and I know that for a fact, and I have no doubts whatsoever. So yes, I believe in ghosts, and yes, I would go ghost hunting. Which of the 7 dwarfs is most like me? Now this is easy because I can sneeze for Britain. I can't never just sneeze once. I just sneeze constantly. So I would definitely be sneezy. My children, well, they're teenagers now. They actually count the amount of sneezes, and I think my record is 16 in one go. And they just shout "hetch" at me because they said I don't sneeze properly. I just make a hetch sound. So they would definitely agree with me that I am sneezy. What is one of your favourite smells? Got quite a few nice smells that I like. I like fresh tarmac when that's laid, the old-fashioned tarmac they used to use. The ones nowadays don't smell as much, but if the sun's out and it hits tarmac and it starts to warm it up, you get this real lovely smell from it. And I could sniff that all day. So that's one that I would say, but I also love the smell of when it's been raining the ground. I love that smell too. Tarmac is probably my favourite. Would you rather be able to copy and paste in real life or undo in real life? Undo. But then again, would I undo anything? Because that's why we are who we are today. Yeah, undo. If you had a warning label, what would yours say? Um, that's a hard one, that one. If there was had a warning label, probably warning. Stay back. Wouldn't stay back. I don't know. No, that's an odd one. It'd probably be something about, staying back away from me when I have a sneezing fit, because they come on all of a sudden, and like I said, they just don't stop. So I'd probably be warning people about keeping the distance while I'm having one of those, I should say. What is one food you could never bring yourself to eat? Well, I'm not a food person, and I don't really eat much out of my comfort zone, but seafood would have to be one thing I would never try. Cockles, whelks, oysters, all them sort of stuff. Ugh, no. My dad used to love those when we used to go to the seaside in a little pot with vinegar. Ugh, no, not for me. And if I walk past the counter where they sell all these fresh fishes and fresh things and that, no, the smell makes me go green. So I would say seafood. If your 5-year-old self suddenly found themselves inhabiting your current body, what would your 5-year-old self do first? Play hopscotch. 5 years old, I love to play hopscotch. I'm old. In my day, there wasn't no technology. If we wanted to play, we went outside and played. And hopscotch was one of my favourites. Numbers on the front of the the pavement outside the house. Off I'd go hopping and jumping. So I'm sure if my 5-year-old self would want to go and play hopscotch. Right, next question, number 18. If you could shop for free at one store, which one would you choose? It would be, that's hard, isn't it? It would probably be Primark, a cheap clothes shop here in England, for the simple reason my teenagers love the shop and love to go in there every month to buy new outfits. I use the shop to buy new outfits. My husband uses shops to buy the outfits. And they have children's clothes so I can buy my grandchildren, and they do bedding and other stuff. So yeah, I'd say Primark because I spend a fortune in there. If you had a bottomless budget to build a fort, what would yours look like? I would have, when you go to the beach and you build sand castles and you build a big castle out of all these little sand castle bucket things, I would build a house, a fort like that with all the different, with flags on the top, just like a huge sand castle, and I would build it on the beach so I could wake up every morning, step straight onto the beach. That would be my idea of heaven. So that's what I would have. What's your favourite kind of sandwich? I'm quite boring, like I said, with food. Sandwiches, I'm not a big bread eater, but if I had to have a sandwich, it would be something simple like cheese and onion, or cheese and cucumber. Growing up, I loved lettuce and salad cream sandwiches. That's all I ate as a teenager, lettuce and salad cream. And we had a school reunion, about 10 years ago, I think it was, and the friends that I was at school with actually brought a lunchbox to the reunion of lettuce and salad cream sandwiches for me to eat. So that's how much I ate them. But now it's cheese and onion, cheese and pickle, cheese and cucumber, that sort of thing. What is your favourite type of clothing? Do flip-flops count? Because I live in flip-flops. I love to be bare feet, but if I have to wear anything, it's usually flip-flops, even in winter, unless it's snowing. But then I've been known to walk around in flip-flops in the snow. But flip-flops is my favourite type of clothing, if you can class it as clothing. But I don't like anything tight-fitting or smart or anything like that. I'm quite a hippie kind of person, so my actual kids do call me hippie. So I would say that I like you know, this kind of thing, all loose tassels, comfortable, easy wearing. I don't like anything tailored. So that would be what my favourite type of clothing is. How do I feel about pineapple on pizza? Whatever. I don't eat pizza, so it makes no difference to me whether people like it or not. I like pineapple. Don't like pizza that much, but I like pineapple. So yeah, why not? Do you sing in the shower? No, no. You wouldn't want me to sing in the shower. Nobody would want me to sing in the shower. The neighbours would think I would be murdered or something. So no, I don't. Have you ever caught something on fire while you was cooking? Yes. Not very often, but I have. I know years ago I had a gas cooker, and with a gas cooker you can put things at the bottom to keep warm, but it, you know, because that's quite the coolest part of the oven. And I was cooking a chicken in an electric oven. Didn't even think, thought right, put the chicken, because it's near, you know, done, and put it on the bottom shelf, on the bottom of the oven, thinking keep warm. No. Of course, that's really hot on an electric, so chicken went up. So yeah, that's the worst one, but I just got it out quick and damp cloth over it, and it went out luckily. So if you could have any mythical creature as a pet, what would it be? It would be a baby dragon. I wouldn't want a huge dragon, but a baby dragon. Just a little baby dragon I could pop in my pocket. So that would be my little mythical pet, would be a little dragon. So thank you for the questions, Lisa. They're fun to answer, and it gets people to know each other that little bit more, I think. But thank you. So thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.